Okay, Danielle, so I'm just getting into the exercising. I have been walking and hiking, but now I want to start building muscle. I don't want to be big and buff or none of that stuff, but I
I
want to
just
be.
want to say for the record, it's really hard for a woman to get that way. If you want to lift as heavy as you want, you are never going to be bulky like a man.
That's what we want to
Good.
hear.
It's good. I don't want to look like a man, but I do want to be toned. I do want to do what I can to get rid of my bat wings, and I want to work on looking fit. I mean, just because I lose the weight, I want some tone and definition.
We don't want to have our skin melting off of us as well.
No, I don't want to look like someone poured molten flesh over a skeletal form. So I want. So where's a good place to start when you're like me? You're just.
A good place to start if you've never worked out before, you don't know what your body is capable of. Because believe it or not, the human body can do a lot more than you think it can. Your biggest problem is going to be whether you're going to be willing to push yourself to do it. To get started, as women, most women cannot do upper body strength exercises very well. So we're going to start with a push-up progression. I'll start this time with one of the easier versions, and then next time we'll go to a little bit more difficult, and then eventually we're going to get to being able to do a full-blown push-up on our toes.
So, but this is also good for men too
Oh,
that
yes.
are they're starting and they're wanting to get that
Well, I mean,
manly body.
I worked that with my fiance. You know, whenever we first started dating, he was almost 230 pounds, and he's now down to 180. So, you know, I helped
And
him
he's-
get there.
Very nice.
Sometimes nice and slim.
Well, he's never really worked out, so push-ups were a challenge for him, so I had to work him through this just as well. So this works just as well for men as it does for women. This is just general push-up progression to allow your muscles to get used to it and to build strength. Strength does not necessarily mean bulk, especially for women. Strength in men can mean bulk, it just depends on how they eat and how they train.
So, what parts of our body will do in this work?
Push-up. Well, in the push-up, you're going to be working your chest muscles right in here. You're going to work a little bit in your shoulder, as long as you keep your shoulders down. You don't allow them to try and rise, because that's really easy to do. You're going to work your shoulders, and then you're going to work right between your shoulder blades, just a little bit.
Okay, now I believe you told me there was an added bonus to working
Oh,
across.
yes, if you work your chest, it can help lift the boobies up.
Oh, we like that.
Yes, and for men, they want their pecs up
Oh,
there
yes,
too. So this is an exciting thing. So you heard that, ladies. Lift. Lift.
It does take some time, so don't expect it overnight. It's with anything in the fitness world. Don't expect results overnight. It takes time.
This is a journey.
Yes, it is a journey.
Uh,
And one of the best things that you can ever do with this journey is embrace it. Learn to love it. Yes, there's going to be muscle pain. Yes, there's going to be days that you just have a bad day.
You're not supposed to tell me.
No, the bad part is something you have to learn to embrace. It's part of it. You know, you're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have a day where you might binge eat really bad food. It can happen. It really can. I've been there. I've done it. But don't beat yourself up over it, okay? It happens. We all do it in our journey. Live by the 80-20 rule. Try to eat healthy and do healthy things 80% of the time, and then 20% of the time, allow yourself some, treats. Give yourself a day to go to the movies and, hey, eat that popcorn. It's okay. That's your treat. But don't do it all the time, because if you do it all the time, it will catch up to you. Or right here. That's where we don't want it.
Don't have to be mean.
I'm just being real here.
Okay, so are we going to try?
All right, we can
these?
try.
Okay, so I'm going to put you in front so they can see how you're doing it, and I'm going to do it with you over here.
What we're going to do is a push-up using the rail here. You can use your countertop in the bathroom or in the kitchen. If it's really sharp, put a towel over it. Just try not to slip. You don't want to break your face. We want your face nice and pretty. So you're going to.
How far apart should these be?
You want to do at least shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider.
Okay.
So we're going to do them shoulder width apart or a little wider this time. You want your feet approximately hip width apart, up on your toes. You want to tuck that booty under like you're doing a plank, if you've ever done one of those. And then you want to drop down till your arms are at least 90 degrees or deeper, and push up. Now what we're going to do is we want to hold it at the bottom for as long as we can, and then push up. Holding it at the bottom is going to activate the muscles and keep them activated. See, as you're holding it, you're going to feel it right in here. You're going to feel it back in here. and up in here. Make sure when you're doing this that you keep a neutral neck. You want to look down, you don't want to look straight ahead. It will start to hurt back in here and right in here. We don't want that. I had a lot of trouble when I first started out in keeping my neck really tense, and that caused me to build really big traps. Most women don't want that. I don't mind. Looks good on me.
Big what?
Traps.
What are traps?
These are the muscles right here.
Oh,
This is the
trapezoids.
muscle that you, a lot of big men have.
Yeah.
You know, whenever they're, that's the muscle that they're trying to activate. It makes them look bigger. Most women don't want that.
No.
I mean, softball players want it, but the everyday woman does not want that. So you want to try to make sure you keep your shoulders relaxed and down. So that's a big thing.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're activating them every time you do anything. Next we can do a squat. Now, a squat's going to look a lot like this. One of the keys is to not let your toes go over your knees. Your booty's back. You want to try to keep your chest up. But not everyone can do a squat that low first try.
That's what I was fixing to tell you. I can't do that.
It's okay to start off short, you know, whenever you're doing it if you don't have anything behind you. But you want to try, you know, if you've got a chair, your couch, anything like that, you literally want to just sit down.
So, if you haven't been doing this, you can start by like sitting on a chair
Sit
or
on the
couch
chair and stand up.
Okay, well let's try doing. I saw some benches. You want to go over and try to do that?
All right, we're going to try a squat here. You know, we're going to do it with the progression of sitting down and standing up. That way you can try to get the form right. Keep your feet hip width apart. You just want to sit and stand. That's sit and stand. Sit all the way down for the first couple times so that you actually sit. Because that's the form you want to have. Like you're sitting back, you want to push that booty back. I know a lot of times you're going to feel off balance, but that's okay. With the chair here, if you fall, that's okay. The chair's going to catch you. And stand. Now, as you get a little bit more confident, you can tap and stand. Allow that booty to tap. And
Tap
stand.
that booty.
And that's going, as you're squatting, you're working all of your muscles here in your legs.
I'm feeling
And
it.
you're going to feel it in your booty.
Yeah, I do.
You want a nice round booty? This will help.
All right, I'm in.
So sit and stand.
Now, I have a question. I see that you're having your hands out like this. Is there a purpose to that, or is it just balance?
I'm doing it for balance because my legs are so long. If you see that my knees are like directly over my toe, that's just because I have long femurs. Okay? And if you see that I'm leaning forward more, that's because I'm taller. Each person will do their squat slightly differently. You just want to make sure that your knees are not doing this. This is really, really, really bad for your knees. So, keep your heels flat. You want to keep all of your weight on your heels. If you're doing it properly, you should be able to lift your toes off the ground. And sit and stand. And yes, you see, I kind of lost my balance. That's okay. I use my hands to keep me to counterbalance. It also helps strengthen your arms because eventually it's gonna feel like your arms are weighing down. So, sitting and standing. It's really easy to get started. As you get going, the more you do, we'll progress to harder versions of this.
So if people don't have benches in their yard or a nice park like we do, they can use a chair.
You can use your chair, your couch. If you have a recliner that rocks, that's not quite as easy because as you sit, it's going to pull you back. So you're going to have to try and get your balance again. So try not to use a rocking chair. Use a stable surface. Even if it's cushioned, stable is the best.
So depending on the height, you could even use your bed.
Yes. And if you're having trouble not just flopping down, because that's easy if you've never done it before, try to get a higher bench. If you have, if your bed's higher, use the top of your bed and just, do shorter ones. If you have bad knees, shorter squats might be all you can do because squats, they're not really bad for your knees, but if you have knee problems, they can hurt more than other exercises. So keep that in mind whenever you're trying them. If you start feeling knee pain in any form, stop doing the squats, and I'll show you some other leg exercises that we can try.